Hey everybody, how you doing? I got Cohen over here. He's back in the shop. He just came back from a long spring break. He was a bit of a slacker. I wanted to do a video. It's been a while since I've done a video. Haven't done a live in a while. And I was thinking about saving this for a live. But I'm going to do this. I'm going to keep Cohen in the background for a little bit just to show people that he actually works. But I'm going to straighten you up here too. Instead of doing a live, I wanted to do just a little video because I wanted to get everybody involved and what's been going on in the shop and some of the things that are changing. First off, as you know, like 2022 is one of those moments where it was just kind of like one of those hold my beer moments to 2021, and you just thought 2021 was going to be better than 2020. So suffice it to say, yes, everything's changing in a lot of people's lives, ours included. First off, a couple of little shout outs here. I've got a couple of knives I've been working on, and one of them is one of the new pins that I got in. I'll be talking about those. That's a mountain goat. It's all brass, black epoxy fill, but it's a mountain goat. That's going to be on a 307 here. And then I got another one here I just glued up a little while ago. That's got a custom pin on that too. That's for a local ranch that's out here, high country. So we got that going on. We got a whole list of things we're doing. But one of the things I wanted to share with you all with these new things that are happening in April, and that's when I wanted to record this video because now it's April of 2022. And one of the things I wanted to do is share with you information regarding that little item behind me. I'm going to straighten you out a little bit. That little item right there, my laser engraver. Many of you have been following the channel. You know that I recently got this laser engraver to do the etching on all the Forgotten Coast canine knives, as well as then it would make it a little bit easier for me to etch all the other knives that I'm doing and offer custom etching for many of you. I did some for Tyler, who you knew, and I did some for some other folks. I could do 307, letters, words, fonts, things like that. Mostly what I ask people, if you want a special design or something, instead of telling me I want this, shoot me something like the really good picture or a vector file or a JPEG or EPS file, something like that, because that makes my life a little easier for words and everything. It's not as bad. I've got a fairly decent selection of font that satisfies, I think, most people. But if you had something specific, then I say find that and then send it to me, and then I can turn it into an AI file and then etch it. The reason why I talk about etching is in February and March, what I was doing is I was running free etching, and I'm going to do the same thing for April. So for April, you're going to have free etching. So if you go on the website and you pick up a knife or something and you want to have words etched on there, like a name or, you know, from Joe to Dad, something like that, I'll etch that for free. And it's about $25 as a minimum for savings on that part. But if you want something fancier, then there's going to be a charge, or at least if you do all the work, like I just said, the EPS or an AI file, you send it to me, and then all I have to do is just etch it on the blade, then I'll do that. But if I got to design stuff and convert things over and all that, and I got to spend half hour or more on the computer doing it, that's not going to be free. This is simply more of the basic stuff to kind of make things a little bit more personal for everybody. So I'm carrying that sale over to April of 2022. So they'll be able to do that. If I don't have a coupon code for the free etching down below in the description, you can go on the website and look under, when you go under the laser engraving, I might just plant that coupon code there. So when you select that for your shopping cart, the coupon code will be there too. And I had it written down and forgot what it was because I made it a couple months ago. So I'm going to use the same one. I'm just going to extend it. So we'll do that, or I'll make a April etch, something like that. So I wanted to share that with you. So if anybody was interested in etching on a knife, they could do that. Talking about those pins, I showed those. I was just going through a bunch of pins. I updated the website and I made it a little easier for people to find pins that they might want for their knives. I created categories. I've got a military, law enforcement, firefighter category. I've got a wildlife category. I have a religious category. I have a miscellaneous category. I have a trees and flowers category. So you'll go in there. I've got, I think it's 6 or 7 categories now that I divided the pins up. Some of them only have like 3 or 4 decorative pins. Others have, 8 or 9 or even 15 pins. But I made it a little bit easier for everybody to be able to find that specific pin that they were kind of looking for. Talking about pins, all the pins that I have available now aren't specific to one individual or something like that are up on the website. That means 73 different types of custom decorative pins. Yeah, that's 73, and not all of them are just one pin. Some of them are like 7 or 8 or 9 pins. So I have 73 different styles of pin. Some of them are only good for like 5 knives. Some I can make 30 or 40 knives out of, like Warrior Poet Society, Coyote Works, Forgotten Coast Canine. Those are my 3 largest amount. I can make probably 30 or 40 knives using their pins each. And then there's Warrior Poet knives in there. Kit Badger, I have some in there too. They're up there for sale to put in your knife, but most of those pins are specific to a knife that the individual wanted. But the reason why I did it this way is going to go into some of the knife changes I did. But the reason why I did this is I've had people that have wanted to support a channel like a YouTuber or something like that, or Forgotten Coast Canine, and they didn't want that specific knife. They wanted something else, but the pin came in that one knife. Well, we announced it on a live a couple months ago, and I had Chris and Tyler out here on a live, that if you wanted to support Forgotten Coast Canine, but you didn't want that Forgotten Coast Canine knife, you wanted a pup or a 307 or something like that, or a kitchen knife, you could buy whatever knife you wanted and then buy their pin. So when you buy that pin, the dollar amount that you spend on that pin is going to go to the person that pin belongs to. So if that helps. So that's why I did that. I also had a lot of people requesting pups, but they didn't want a pin in the pup, or they wanted a different pin. Well, if they didn't want a pin, then I had to try to refund them, and I'd do all that stuff. If they wanted a different pin, then I had to make sure that one was in stock and swap and do it all. So what I did now, when we're going to jump over to the change the knives, what I did is I turned around and I made a bunch of changes with the knives. One of them was the pup. You're going to see it in there. It's just called the pup. And that pup now is not specific to any YouTube channel at all. It's just the pup. If you want a Coyote Works pin, if you like the Howling Coyote there, or if you want a Forgotten Coast pin, if you want a moon and a mountain, whatever it is you want, or no pin at all, you're going to make those additions to your knife. What I did is I dropped the price of the knife because of that, but now I separated those other things. So it made it a little easier for folks just to get the basic knife at a little bit better cost, and then if they wanted to customize it, they can add to it. So I did that. I made some changes to some of the knives and what you can get on the knives and so on and so forth. So just take the time, go over to the website at cknifeandtool.com and peruse through there and everything. So hopefully that'll be able to answer your questions. Let's see. Oh, okay. So we covered the etch, we covered the pins, and we covered the knives. So yeah, so it's the standards. What comes standard with a knife? There's changes in that. I dropped the knives price down a couple places here and there, so that'll help. Overland Expo Mountain West. I was making plans to go to that. As of April 1st, as 1st of April, I'm canceling my plans to do that. I'm canceling the plans because we had a bunch of other things come up here at the family and within our personal life and stuff, and I'm actually not going to be able to make that trip, so I'm going to be canceling that. So for folks that I was talking with that might have been going out there and they thought they would see me or anything, I won't be going, so I have to cancel that. So that's it. But that is it. Knife orders, they're slow. I understand. It's not a sympathy thing or anything else. It's just I understand because most people like me buy my knives. If I was you, and I would be holding off a little bit from maybe buying knives because of what we're dealing with now in the economy and politically and economically and stuff like that. I don't want to be the negative Nancy. There's a lot of stuff out there on YouTube that is negative Nancy. I don't want to be that person. I just want to say that sales here aren't very good. I'm doing what we can. We're fulfilling the orders. We're getting stuff going. But my family and I were making some changes and we're making some adjustments. And that's one of the reasons why I'm not going to Overland Expo Mountain West. One of the reasons. But that was it there. Etching, engraving, that's been all good. I'll bring it over here. I've actually had the opportunity to make some business cards for folks. I actually made some for myself, and I was doing some practicing and things. And one of the things I was doing is, I was doing this. This is an aluminum anodized card, and I laser engrave stuff. So I was doing that, and I was doing it for different companies. And I was doing them for my cards. This was a mistake, but you can kind of see with that. I got too close to the top. The card moved. I wasn't paying attention, and it etched too high up. So, but that's kind of the idea, what I was doing. So I'm doing, cards like that. I was doing a card for a local company here, Renegade Plumbing. Big shout out to Mike. You remember Mike, because he was the guy to help do the plumbing and the heating and air conditioning, everything for the shop here. So this was a test sample, but his card came out differently. I just don't happen to have any of the new ones with me. But I've been doing cards as well as we were etching water bottles and stuff. I actually don't have any laser engraved. Well, you've seen some of the other ones, and you see them on my website. I do have some of the camelbacks left over. I have some of these camelbacks left over like this. They just have a different logo. I did that to it. This part here, let's see if I show you. I did something like this to the logos. It's really nice. These are camelback. They're 12 ounces. So really nice. They're on the website. I think like 20 bucks, I think. So not that bad. A pretty modest price. But the laser engraver's been working really well for me. I've had a few hiccups. But again, I got to give big shout out to Alex and the gang over at Laser Everything. Been super helpful, and they really got me going on this and helped me work out the bugs, even helped me program the computer and everything and get all set up. So super cool there. But that's it. So at the making of this, we're still working on knives, as you probably heard. I was wearing my lapel mic, so I didn't have to speak so loud. My voice is getting worn out. But Cohen's over here working away on the sniper frogs. Matter of fact, we got one of them over here ready for heat treat. Got this all ready for heat treat. Look at that thing. That's pretty slick. Set you guys down here so you don't fall into the sink or anything. But yeah, it turned out really nice here. We're going to be, these are hand sanded at 220, but ultimately after heat treat and we fit the scales and everything, we're going to be taking them back to Chuck, and we're going to SOB rifles. We're going to be bead blasting them. And that gives a really neat look to all the knives. Then he's got a special coating he's going to apply to all the knives. And I'm really interested to learn more about that again. I got a little bit of a gist when I was at his shop a few weeks ago, and I'm going to look into it again. But he wants to coat all the knives with that afterwards. But these will also be engraved. I'll have my maker's mark on this side, and then on this side will be the SOB Rifles logo. So that's pretty neat, but really nice feeling knife. Really good. I'm really happy to see it. So, and Cohen's doing pretty good work here. So that's about it. But hey, short video. Just again, want to say thank you to everybody that has been supporting as much as you can. A little bit helps. The bag of coffee, a t-shirt or something like that. All that little stuff goes a long way. And like I said, I think I mentioned it in a video before, whether it's me or some other small business that might be local to you, it's the little things that help. That one little purchase that boosts the morale of that small business owner. And that's just kind of that thing. And whether it's me and my coffee, I'm going to try to adjust here one more time. Whether it's if you buy like a mug, you buy a mug for 20 bucks or coffee, like a t-shirt off of my link that sends you to Bunker Branding or Nick Cap or something like that. It all helps, guys. I do appreciate it. I don't expect everybody to be able to, I don't expect sales to be like they were in 2018, 19, and even 2020. I don't expect the sales to be like that anymore, where there was, 100 knives or more being made and everything. I don't expect that. I just appreciate all the support and everything. Even watching the video and giving a thumbs up and commenting. That YouTube videos, I don't get paid much anymore because they've been throttling and changing stuff, but every little bit helps, and I appreciate it. And the same thing goes with a lot of other makers and stuff. If it's a family-owned business or something, you buy a craft or stop at the local mom and pop shop for a taco or a burger or something. It helps build the morale. I can speak on personal experience. So, but thanks again for everybody. I do appreciate it. For those that do have your orders, all my pins are now in stock. As you know, Alexi's been a big supporter of mine and me of him. The last 5+ years I've been buying pins from him. But sadly, Alexi is in Siberia. And it took a long time to get these pins and me to be able to try to pay him to get these pins with everything happening. But I did get them all. So now that those pins are in stock, those fellas like Jonathan Luce and Keith Langley and Riley Sassy and all those guys, I'm making your knives. I'm getting them ready. Pretty much probably the end of April, sometime in May, those orders are all going to be fulfilled. Because again, I got some family stuff coming and doing some other things. And I might share more with later on, but it's in the infancy stages right now, so I don't want to say too much. But anyhow, gang, thank you very much for all the likes, all the shares, all the support and everything else. So until the next video, you take it easy and we'll catch you later. Oh, like, share, subscribe keeps me from the bottom of the YouTube bucket.